Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG deck lists. And this time we are looking at a list from Darrell, who took second place at the LLDS in Bexhill. So we've had the first place list on actually from this event as well, so check that out if you're interested. This time we have a Mech Knight Invoked list with an interesting side deck, so let's run through the list first. I've actually organised this according to engine, essentially. So we start off with the Invoked engine, all the typical stuff of triple Terraform, triple Meltdown, triple Alistair. The Terraformings here, obviously, you have to go down to 2 now, post-ban list, but that's just one card different. Triple Invocation as well. For the Mech Knights, 2 blue, 1 indigo, triple purple, and 1 red moon included in here too. For hand traps, triple ash and triple droll. The one tech, the Book of the Law to work with the Alistair the Invoker of Madness. 2 desires and 2 scapegoats. Then the strike engine, triple engage, triple hornet, 1 widow and 1 afterburners. Again, maybe this is the kind of engine that isn't going to work out so well in the upcoming format with only 1 hornet around, but we will have to see with that. It's still a great engine for advantage in a spell-based deck. Then 2 twisters and triple call with the grave. Also got to drop this down to 2. So 43 card list here, but no upstart, so I guess we can excuse that in a sense. Moving on to the extra, 2 Alistair the Invoker of Madness, 2 Macabre, 1 Purgatorio, 1 Rage In. That runs it off, no Elysium here. Then 1 Hayate and double Kagari. Interestingly, he hasn't gone with Shizuku. I imagine it's just a little bit tight in the extra, so you can't get that 3k damage off the single Hornet. 1 Linkaribo, 1 Link Spider, allows you to make your plays with Scapegoat a bit easier. 1 Borosword, 1 Borreload, 1 Firewall, and 1 Phoenix. For the side deck, it's actually pretty interesting. So triple Candida, 1 Lilybell, triple Licorice, and triple Light Stage, as well as triple Reincarnation. 2 red reboots in here as well, but essentially the strategy being that you want to switch out your deck and trick your opponent into thinking you're playing Mech Knight Invoked, when you'll actually be playing Mech Knight Trickstar. So the siding strategy for this is very simple then. Anytime that you go into game 2 and you expect to be going first, because you hope that you've won game 1 and your opponent's going to give you first turn in game 2 because you're playing a Mech Knight deck, and then you take it with your Trickstars, build too much advantage in turn 1, have a set Reincarnation, and just win out from there. Obviously Red Reboot comes in against any back row heavy decks where they're going to force you to go turn 2 anyway, but I think it worked out for him every time on the day. So let's go through the rounds that he played then. So round 1 he actually got a bye. Round 2 he went up against PK Fire and went 2-0. Round 3 against True Draco he went 2-0. Round 4 against the Mech Knight, the winner of the whole event, who beat him 0-2 here. And then in the top 4 went up against True Draco again and went 2-0, and in the finals then lost out to the pure Mech Knights. So a bit of information about the deck. He said that the deck was built to mess up people's sides so that he can play going first after winning the first game, side out all the Invoked stuff and the 2 pots into the Trickstar engine. The first time that he actually got a loss was that he was made to go first before siding happened. So he lost game 1 there, and then in game 2 it was very close, but he lost in the end by 600 life points. And in the finals, he lost the dice roll once again, got made to go first again, and then lost that game, and in game 2 bricked. So overall, he said it was pretty fun. It was just unfortunate that that happened. So he decided to go with Mech Knight Invoked Strikers because he's been testing a different build of this, and it was the last event before the ban list, so he decided to just play this version. As for the list itself, I just wanted to know if it was dedicated going second game 1, in which case, why he's only gone for 6 hand traps. We do tend to see more hand traps than that. He says it's definitely for going second, but the Scapegoat is here in case he gets made to go first, and for when he sides into Trickstars as well, so that he has the Fire Loop available. And he didn't have much space to work with in the end, which is why he just went with 3 Droll and 3 Ash. Even though the deck is beyond 40 cards, there's still not enough space in here. As for changes that he'd make to the list after the event, or changes that he'd make with the new ban list in effect, he says he doesn't think that he would make any changes if he could, to be honest. He really likes the build and the concept of what it did. However, with the new ban list, he's going to have to try and turn it into a pure Trickstar Mech Knight Invoked, and then maybe pure Sky Striker instead. As for the easiest and hardest matchups, he didn't really test pre-event, so I wasn't sure what would be the easiest or hardest to play against. He just sort of went in blind here. And then as for shoutouts, the person he'd like to shout out is Michael Lane, aka Brenda from Finance, for helping him with the decks. So thanks very much, Darrell, for coming on, showing us this list. Very cool to see the smokescreen into an entirely different engine there. I don't think we've had that very much on the channel before, so great to see in action, and good luck to you in future events. Thanks for watching this episode of Top Deck. If you have any comments or suggestions that you would like to make, leave them in the comment section down below. Check out the description for details of how you can get involved in this series. You can enter by voice interview, or instead you could just send all of your information over Facebook Messenger. Anything like that will be absolutely fine. If you want to see anything in particular from the upcoming series, then be sure to get in touch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.